Welcome to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports, broadcasting live from our Howard's Pool World Studios, where they didn't invent pool service, they perfected it. Good Friday, I'm Larry Timko. We got a fun show in store for you today. Lots of things to get to. Football season kicked off technically last night. Rays are on a roll and performing at Vasani's all weekend long. And joining me live in studio, Teacher of the Year, funniest teacher I think I've ever met, Devin Siebold.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Good to see you, Devin.
Thanks. It's good to be here. Yeah. I love Vasani's. I love the area, and it's nice and quiet.
Nice. I haven't had a chance to talk, but we do kind of interact on Facebook a little bit.
Of course.
I haven't had a chance to talk to you. Did you get your audio thing figured out?
Yeah, I did. Okay. Absolutely.
So I could do that for you.
Yeah, I was working on the new album and trying to do some of the changes and edits because I just recorded my second album that's going to be, out there wherever, iTunes and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting it out there. It's an hour and 3 minutes of clean material.
Nice.
So why not?
Okay, because I was like, okay, I think I got a project this weekend. I wasn't sure.
No. Right, figured it out. It's good.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Second thing, you were watching some of the basketball going on in Orlando, or not Orlando, was it the Lakeland, the D team? Is that what it was?
The Lakeland Magic. Yeah,
you're following them?
Yeah, I do. Okay. It's weird, but I love a great basketball game. They don't necessarily have to be the best players in the world. I'm not going to go and just sit and, go, oh, that's LeBron James. Let me stare at him for the next 2 hours and just go, wow, I'm in the presence of LeBron James. That's cool and everything, but coming from the background of a guy who played college basketball, who played high school basketball, who played competitively, and we went to national championships. We went to the state championship when I was in high school. I liked the passion behind it.
You obviously were a center.
Yeah. Center / power forward. Power forward, it's center in high school when you're 6'6". Power forward in college when the guy coming to the practice to open call is 7'8". We had a guy that was 7'8" walk through the door.
God.
And I was like, I'm going to have to rethink this scholarship. But luckily he couldn't play.
Yeah. I was going to say, guys that big, they're not limber.
He was, and he had never played before, but the coach brought him out just to try.
Yeah.
When you got a guy 7'8",
just stand in front of the net, keep your hands up.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's all it was. But
probably couldn't shoot a free throw either.
Right. And with the Lakeland Magic, though, I kind of got into them because these guys, when it comes to that league now, so many of them are getting called up, and they're getting these huge contracts getting called up, and it's such a passionate game. And people don't realize, especially with the G League now, you go to this game and Jerry Stackhouse was one of the coaches, and Amari Stoudemire will be at the game. And it's the guys that I used to grow up watching that are now trying to get into the coaching field. So now they're trying their hand at coaching. You've got passionate players that really want to win. And it seems just so much more competitive, and you can get so much closer. You can literally sit 10 rows away at center court and watch a great game. And sometimes, like last year, the Magic brought down Isaac after the injury. They had him play a few games for the Magic, the Lakeland Magic.
First year in the Lakeland area too.
Yeah, and so it was cool to see, Jonathan Isaac's there, and then you've got just some of the point guards and stuff like that. They were I think last time I counted, because I went to their final game. I think their final game, because they were resting all the stars and they had some injuries and things, I'm willing to say they had 8 players from the Lakeland Magic that got called up.
Oh,
and
wow.
So now you're seeing them actually play on the Magic's court. And they're just as good.
I was going to say, to be fair, there's not much difference between the D League or the Lakeland Magic and the Orlando Magic.
You're right. Other markets. You're probably not going to see too many get called up in Golden State. But this one definitely. There's a competitiveness about it.
And I want to say there's hope for the Orlando Magic. It's not there yet.
Right.
I don't know. I like Aaron Gordon. I'm glad he re-signed with us, and didn't even test free agency, which shocked me. I thought he would.
He's kind of loyal to this group, but that's okay. And
you don't see loyalty much anymore in sports.
No, you don't. But also, you have to look at the Magic situation, and the Magic situation is a full cap. They have no money left, and they have they have nobody that wants to come here. Nobody's old enough yet.
Right?
No players have hit 40 and said, you know what, I'll go down to Florida and play with the Magic. I always said I said the Orlando Magic have ended more middle-aged men careers in the Me Too movement because they just send them down and they play. I mean, you look at their old rosters. They had Sean Kemp. They had Patrick Ewing. They had. I mean, it just goes down the line. They had Dominique Wilkins at one time.
Oh my God!
You know, and you're like, man, they just get them.
But I still remember the glory days.
Oh,
like Hardaway and Shaq.
Yep.
Like, what happened to those days?
But for one of those, you have 10 years of Vince Carter and not doing anything.
Right.
And we had Steve Francis for a while. We had obviously T-Mac was the second kind of resurgence that we had, but it's tough, man. It's tough because to be a Magic fan, you have to take just endless punches to the gut for some sort of light at the end of the tunnel, and
for a hope of a playoff appearance in a decade from now.
Right. And then they switch coaches. They're like, all right, Scott Skiles is going to change it around.
Yeah. Oh, we are a Magic affiliate, by the way.
Yeah. And I love them, and that's the thing is I support them, and I was a Magic season ticket holder last year.
Oh, were you?
And I had second row seats.
Wow.
Yeah, I splurged. I wanted to be in the game, and they have a fantastic program with the season tickets and everything like that. But you got to take the good, take the bad, and it's funny because the reps and stuff, they're honest. They're like, yeah, the Magic might get beat up this game, but it's gonna be a fun game. We're gonna have a good time.
We're gonna have fun regardless.
And it's fun. I have a good time, even though they may lose by 20, 30 points. It's so disheartening though because you do get your hopes up. I don't know if you remember last season. I mean, they came out the gate. I think they were like 9-2.
Yeah, they came out the gate fire.
Everybody was like, "All right, they've been sleeping on them," and then they just got stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
Hopefully can't do that this year. But
no, I know they did get off to a surprising start, and because I've thought they'd win maybe 15 games, to be honest with you. And when they did come off to that fast start, I was like, man, okay, I'm not wrong very often, but when I am, I'm wrong bad time. I was not even close. And I was wrong about the Rays this year, too.
Yeah, and I was counting my money, too, already because I was like, man, if they get good, my season ticket value is going to go up, and I'll be able to get some good resales on some of these games, maybe make my money back and some and still go to the games.
Put a bet in on Vegas because they're probably like 800 to 1.
You never know. My true team, though, and this is ironic because I just can't find a winning team anymore, is the Mavericks.
Oh, wow.
I've been a Mavericks fan since 97.
Oh, so you were with them during the glory years.
Yeah, I actually went to a camp when I was 11 years old, and I won against people that were up to 18 years old. I won a shootout, and I had a great shot, and Lorenzo Williams was there. He was the center for them at the time. He only played a few seasons with them. But I got a basketball, and it changed my life as a kid. He handed me a basketball, and it was signed by Jason Kidd, Jamal Mashburn, Jim Jackson, Dick Motta, the whole team.
Yeah.
And as an 11-year-old getting at that, you're like, oh my gosh, like
the Holy Grail.
Yeah, this is great. And so I put it in my room, and I was like, and I'd never paid attention to Mavericks at that point, but I was like, I'm a Mavericks fan from here on out. And I stuck with it. I was a Mavericks fan all through, the getting Dirk, and unfortunately, we won the championship, but then we just tanked after that. But hopefully, I think this is a good rebuilding year because Dirk's taken the minimum, and we got a good, pick out there.
He's also like 48.
Yeah, but he's taken a mentor role this year, and I appreciate that because there's some stars out there who are
8
like
to 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're like, give me the ball.
Yeah.
And, I still want my time. And Dirk's like, my time's passed.
Yeah.
I'm here to make sure the next team, and he's been loyal.
Yeah, we call that when they get that age, we call it padding numbers. Padding your stats for the Hall of Fame or whatever.
Yeah, but he's in it.
How do you feel about Mark Cuban? Because a lot of people compare him to the Jerry Jones of basketball.
I love Mark Cuban, and I love Mark Cuban even more because as a Magic fan, he'll be there. They're playing the Magic.
Yeah.
He knows that that's not the most exciting game, and suddenly you see him sitting courtside, and the guy's just as passionate about them playing the Magic as he is in a Game 7 final. And it's just it's really great to see somebody that owns the team, takes the check, but that also goes, this is what I want to do. This is really what I want to do. I want to be passionate about the team. And you need that. You don't see owners sitting courtside.
And the thing is, too, with Cuban, he's such a competitive owner / general manager. He's very competitive. Watching what the West is doing with the Lakers getting LeBron, Golden State, that's got to be killing him inside.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And he's like, I'm like, how do you make this team better when all these great players are going to other places?
And he's tank. Yeah. He said it. Yeah, he said you just got to tank and
just wait it out.
Hope that you get the good picks and somebody will find that Joel Embiid and you'll be good, But it's hard to find those, Even this, I think this particular, after watching the Summer League, which I did, I watched a lot of the Summer League games. I think we've got some promising stars coming in. And it's interesting, last year's draft, you didn't think there was going to be the star level they had, but then they started playing. And I mean, we don't even talk about Fultz. He hasn't even had his time to shine. And look at all the other stars that it produced. And I mean, even Isaac coming out of the Summer League this year, I was like, man, he's good now.
It reminds me of Kristaps Porzingis. Everybody booed that pick.
Yeah, they did.
Dude,
now it's their cornerstone.
I know.
They're like, we love that guy. He's amazing. He's everything. Yeah. And they bought the jerseys, but.
But Ben Simmons gets hurt. You're right. Everybody who's drafted in the top 3, it seems like they get hurt.
Yep.
These guys that are supposed to be projected to be big time stars, and it just never pans out.
You never. We
said that about Isaiah Thomas a few years ago. Now he's a free agent, or he signed a 1-year deal.
1 year, $5 million something?
F that.
Yeah.
It's like a prove it deal. It's like prove you can stay healthy.
And there's a lot of them too. It's weird. The top, 3, you get your Odins, you get your Milichiks, you get the people that you don't really see that much and they don't do that well. Then sometimes you get the number 12 pick that, makes a go of it. I'm a personal big fan. My personal favorite player in the NBA right now is Mario Hezonja.
Really?
And I told my friend, because we had tickets 17-18 year, we went quite a bit because of the season tickets, but before that, the year before, he didn't get any playing time. And the last game, they gave him some playing time. And I said, man, he's leaping through the roof. The guy's got the athletic ability. He suddenly had the confidence when there was no pressure, because it's the last game. And he threw up a few points and he scored them quick. And I said, I think he's got something. And throughout the summer, I kind of followed him, watched some of the highlight videos of him overseas and stuff. And I was like, gosh, I wish they would just give him a shot. Then they gave him a shot about 20 games in this year. And I don't know if you remember that, but he went on a 4-game stretch where he had over 20 points. Nice. And this is the funny thing. He went on his stretch the day after they said they weren't going to renew the option for him.
Of course. He's somebody's going to sign me.
Fine.
Now.
Yeah. If they don't want me, I'll make a case for another team to want me. And, then they had the injuries with, Fournier was out and Gordon was out and, Vucevic was out, and suddenly they were.
You expect an instant impact from Mo Bamba?
I do. I do, but I don't. I do because, he's just such a dynamic player with his height and his size and his presence. You can't be on the court and just not do something at that size.
I'm hoping the rebounds come to him. That's what I'm hoping. We need the rebounds more than anything.
Yeah.
We always lose the battle of the boards.
Right. Well, Vooch is not a jumper.
I did not realize that until last year.
Yeah. He doesn't. He's not going to leap through the roof up to get the ball.
I know.
He'll fight for position, but there's only so much you can do. If you fight for position and the other guy doesn't fight for position, and suddenly you have to out jump somebody next to you, he's not going to get the ball.
Yeah.
Even with his height.
I want to talk real quick about the Houston Rockets. Okay. They get rid of Trevor Ariza and they bring in Carmelo Anthony. Do you think that's an upgrade?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, not at all.
That move boggled out. I was like, you're trying to win a championship with James Harden. Why do you get rid of Trevor Ariza?
I don't know. Maybe somebody needed some more jerseys sold or something, because that's the only thing that's going to sell with Anthony. But
and how's Anthony going to feel when he's not getting the ball? Because he's been the star everywhere he's been.
Yeah.
And now he's going to have to take a back seat. He's probably,
he's
number 3 on this. Now we got George and Harden.
I think it's the LeBron effect in the same way that, he's the same age as Anthony, and you look at these guys like Anthony and Wade and stuff like that. Yeah. I think they're just hoping that there can get some longevity out of him. But I just think LeBron is the unicorn that came along that at 33, 34 years old, he still has the athleticism of 18 to 20, and that's insane.
Yeah, that's right. I think Carmelo's knees are shot.
His knees are shot. His athleticism is shot. I mean, I'm 33 right now, and I go out and I play. And I'll play against because I teach, I'll play against my students after school, and I still destroy them. But it pains me sometimes when I get the ball and I'll fake right, go left, and I will go up to just throw it down,